Hey ladies, it's Friday afternoon. It's a great day. I had some extra time to talk about something that I've been hearing lately, and that has to do with being on the wagon, or I fell off the wagon. And one thing that I tell a lot of people is the fact that we really have no wagon. To me, the wagon um, insinuates or connotates something that's extreme. The on or off, the good or bad. I can't have this. I can have that. I'm on a diet. The no pain, no gain type of mentality. And that's not what we're trying to teach. We're trying to teach the fact that this is a lifestyle and lives just ebb and flow and everything goes around and around, and that's just what happens. We want to learn from those issues that come up, but we're not on or we're not off. And then really I started thinking, since I'd been home recently, about the fact that I grew up in Oregon, and I grew up actually just a few miles away from the Oregon Trail, and there's actually an interpretive center that's there, and there's a wagon that shows what the settlers had to sit in or travel in as they came across the prairie. And it was actually a terrible little 4x4 wooden box, and packed full of everything that they had, and everybody was required to sit in a certain place, and that wagon might break down, and if the wagon broke down, those people were going to die because they felt that they were stuck. They couldn't leave everything that they owned in that wagon. The wagon was most of the time covered, and so they couldn't see anything that was around them, and they were missing out on so many opportunities perhaps to settle in a beautiful valley, or they were missing huge mountain ranges that were going to be coming, and they should have been preparing for them. So wagons are also bouncy, and if you've ever had a chance to ride in one across the prairie, you would know that if you get bounced out, that team of horses or mules is going to still keep on going, and then you're going to be running behind them to try to catch up. And the more I started thinking about it, the more I thought, why on earth would I want to be in a wagon anyways? That doesn't sound like a very good place to be. So then I started thinking, well, we definitely can just get out of the wagon, burn the wagon, walk on the beautiful prairie, go with the rolling hills that are there, stop and smell the roses. Maybe we're going to decide that we're going to camp there for a while, and that we need to spend some time in that particular area, or in our case, working on a specific habit. Maybe by not being in that wagon, we're going to see that there are huge mountain ranges that are ahead of us. I would liken those to vacations, holidays, special events, things that tend to trip us up. And when we're just walking out on the open prairie, we can see those, and we can prepare for them, and we can be ready for them. It's just a much, I think, more peaceful way to be able to work. Not even work, just to be able to live our life. So you might be thinking, well, then there's times that I feel like I can't, that I've lost my way, or that I'm not really sure what I should be doing. And we just need to look at the fact that we're working on specific habits, and we have those in our tool belt to be able to pull out at any time that we want to use them. And if we're making a mistake, we should really be thinking about the fact of, like, what am I learning from this? When we have some of those difficulties, there should be something in there that we're learning from, so that we can grow and become better at it. It's not something to be sad about or to be disappointed about. So I guess the three things that I have that I feel like are helpful when we feel like we're stumbling and since we're not going to say that we've fallen off the wagon, I won't say that, but you all understand what I'm trying to get at, are just 3 really simple things that we can hold on to. So the first one is to get active. Do anything. It doesn't matter. We have great workouts that we've supplied you, and those are wonderful to do. And we've written them for you specifically. But it doesn't have to be that. So if today you're not feeling like doing your intervals, I'm not saying just pitch it, but if it's a choice between you're going to do your intervals or you're not, and you would prefer to go for a walk, then go for a walk. It's okay. It doesn't have to be complicated. We just need to be moving and doing things that get our bodies moving. The next one is to just take one nutritional step forward. So what can I do a little bit better? And remember, that might be I'm just going to eat 2 more vegetables than I did before. I'm going to try to make something be a better choice than what I've done in the past. And the last thing is to stay present. So often we're worrying about tomorrow, and well, what about this or what about that? And yes, we should be looking for those things that are coming out in front of us so that we can prepare for them, but worrying about them is something else. We can't control what's going to happen in the future. We can be present in the moment and looking at what we can do in the next 3 or 5 minutes. That's going to be a positive step to get us closer to what our goals are. So I think that's really about it. And I just want everybody to remember that when you're feeling frustrated, that's the time that you need to reach out. Everybody's really good, I think, about high-fiving and saying when they're doing great. But as your coaches, we're here to help you and get you back, with good choices and good opportunities so that you learn how to have these tools in your tool belt and you can use them when you're going forward. So don't ever hesitate to reach out to us. And if you ever think about the fact that you have fallen off the wagon, maybe now you'll see that the wagon isn't such a great place to be. So that's it. Hope that you enjoyed this a little bit, and I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye.